Hello and welcome to Gogec, everyone. I'm Lychee. I'm part of the organizing committee, and I just wanted to talk a bit about how we got here as Gogec, especially since this is our first year. Um, so to begin with, I guess if you're just joining us, Gogec is really just what it is in its name. So it's global, it's intended for participants all around the world, which means we probably have participants from many different time zones right now. And I'm sure there might be it's the morning here for me, and I'm sure there might be some of you where it's in the evening or the afternoon. It's intended to be as open as possible which is to say it's ideally as accessible as possible to scientists and students from all around the world, and it has to do with genetic engineering. I think the focus of this competition is really on synthetic biology, and we like to see many new projects and advances in this rapidly expanding field. And last but certainly not least, this is also a competition. We would like for teams to showcase their projects and compete while also having fun. As I think we'll be hearing more from the teams tomorrow and on Sunday, but we really hope that a lot of these really impressive projects stand out to all of you. And our visual design lead, Alicia, has also very kindly designed our mascot, the Gogec gecko, as you can tell from the rhyme. Yeah, and we're very excited to have all of you here at Gogec. So just a little bit of background about how Gogec came to be. So what happened was basically there were a team of students at Rice University who intended to participate in a big synthetic biology initiative and they had an excellent idea for how I believe the idea was to do with photovoltaic cells that were biological in nature, and they really did a lot of idea development and generation before realizing that they simply couldn't afford the costs for registration and some associated costs with traveling, especially for in-person conferences and presentations. And we realized that Rice, as we were a fairly wealthy university, and if we had issues with it, surely we were not alone in this. And we started reaching out to other teams and other students around the world and realized that this was indeed an issue that was shared by many other members of the community. And that is kind of what led us to develop our own network and to bring together different teams and different members to try to organize a free global synthetic biology competition that could still allow students to showcase all the project and all the work that they've done, regardless of their level of funding. And that kind of leads into our mission as Gogec, which is again to keep it as free as possible, as free and as accessible as possible, for it to be truly global. Ideally, with teams from as many countries as would like to participate, and for students to just have an opportunity to interact with other synthetic biologists around the world and have fun and connect. And the people behind all of this amazing work that has gone into organizing this are shown on the screen right now. And they include, in no particular order, Shyam, who has helped to design a lot of the experimental considerations, as well as a lot of the actual logistics for the conference. Philip, our biosafety and biosecurity lead, which have come up with a lot of the rules that you see on our biosafety and biosecurity section of our website. And I'll go into a bit more on that later on. Alex Stitzel, who has done really the bulk of the work in organizing this conference and contacting everyone from the speakers to the judges to the teams to make sure everything runs as smoothly as possible during this conference. Alicia, our visual design lead, who has helped design a large part of our website, as well as the color schemes you see both in our website, our tweets, as well as in this very presentation itself. Evangelos, who has helped us connect with a lot of different potential investors and speakers from around the world, and Kaylee, our head judge, who has written our judging handbook and will be in charge of a lot of the judging for the different projects that our teams have. Drew, an undergraduate student who has also assisted us enormously with designing the website and especially in some initial stages of this project. Myself, Lychee, and Pepe, who is based in Mexico and has greatly informed us on past similar initiatives, as well as different attempts at making SimBio more accessible, and has also helped provide very valuable feedback along every step of this journey. So just to shift gears slightly, one of the biggest considerations that we had when studying this were really the biosafety and biosecurity ones, because like with any SimBio or any established or good SimBio, we're hoping that we can carry out great research in a safe and responsible manner. And that really came down to some of what you're seeing on this slide here. What are some different rules that we have to adopt, and what are some things that may be permissible? What are some things that may be kind of a gray area that will require further review? And to that end, Philip and myself, as well as various other experts in the subject matters that we've contacted, have been working very hard to try to come up with a fairly sensible list, we hope, that would allow teams to explore and develop interesting synthetic biology projects while still keeping it as safe as possible. We're definitely open to changes or interpretations for different interpretations of some of our rules if you would like to speak to us about this. I would say at present, our rules are fairly restrictive because we have a limited pool of biosafety and biosecurity expertise. So we might not have the technical capability to review more complex projects, but as the competition grows and expands, we hope to be able to do so and hopefully open the competition up to more interesting facets and aspects of synthetic biology while still keeping it safe. And an organization that's definitely worth pointing out right here is the Engineering Biology Research Consortium, or the EBRC. Several of their experts have assisted us in many steps along this way, and they will also be hosting a malus analysis workshop tomorrow, where they'll be helping some of our participants and various other team members brainstorm and just think about some of the biosecurity implications of their projects that they may not have previously considered, and different strategies that we can adopt to mitigate that. And that kind of brings us to the competition proper, where we have seen 9 different teams this year signing up from 5 different continents and a huge variety of judges and participants. I believe we have more than 200 participants signed up in total. And again, various judges who have been putting in a lot of work over the past week to evaluate these projects that you'll hear from more tomorrow and the day after. And as we move forward, this is, again, only the first year of this competition, but we are very interested in keeping this going in the future as an open access competition to all members of the SimBio community. However, also because it's open access and largely free, I believe the only costs to this competition have been for hosting the website, and I think we split it between the organizing committee fairly easily. But as a result, Gogec is entirely volunteer run, and so we're always looking for more volunteers to join our team or to offer any feedback. And so please feel free to either email this email on screen right now, or to reach out to any one of us in the organizing team. They can be identified by people with the same virtual background that I have on right now, and hopefully we'll see future versions of Gogec. And ideally, we are also hoping to expand this competition to various other nations, teams, levels of education. I think right now we're very much an undergraduate-based competition. And yeah, we're hoping to just, again, for the purposes of educational outreach, really just broaden the horizons of what this competition and SimBio is capable of. And with that, I would like to really just thank everyone here for coming to our first GoGag meeting. And we look forward to seeing you at our award ceremony later on Sunday, and also hopefully in GoGag 2022. I'm happy to take any questions that anyone might have about this general competition. If not, I'm also always available to chat on our competition Discord, or tweet us on Twitter, or reach out to us via email, and we'll be happy to respond or engage you in a discussion about GoGag or SymBio or really anything.